I am sure you have seen these chain blocks, or chain hoists in the workshops, to lift the heavy loads safely. These chain blocks have three-phase electric motor coupled, with gearbox to lift up, or bring down the heavy objects. With the help of a remote control panel, the three-phase motor is operated in forward and reverse directions, to lift up or lift down the heavy objects. In today's tutorial video we will see how to run a three-phase motor in forward and reverse direction. Before going into this session, I would like you guys to please subscribe both of our channels and press the bell icon for more upcoming videos. To run a three-phase motor in the forward and reverse directions, we need two three-phase contactors. One will be used to run the motor in the forward direction, and other one will be used to run the motor in the reverse direction. If both contactors are on at the same time, this will make a short circuit and could damage the contactors. To avoid this thing from happening, we need is the auxiliary contact blocks for both of the contactors. These blocks have normal open and normal close contacts, which will be used to hold on and interlock these contactors with each other. This makes sure that only one contactor, either forward or reverse contactor, turns on. Next very important thing is a motor protector breaker. If motor is overloaded and draws more than the rated amperes, this motor protector breaker will trip and turn off the contactors to save the motor windings. Next we need two green push buttons with normal open contacts, and a red push button with normal close contact. Green push buttons will be used to turn on the forward and reverse contactors. Red push button will be used to turn off the motor contactors at any time. Now let's see how we can wire these devices together. First we will connect three-phase power lines from the motor protector output terminals to the input terminals of the forward contactor. Now when this forward contactor will be switched on, motor will run in the forward direction. In order to run the motor in the reverse direction, we have to switch the location of any two phases. So, we will connect jumper wires. From L1 terminal to the L3 terminal. L2 to L2 terminal. And L3 terminal to L1 terminal of the reverse contactor. If you notice closely, you can see that I have switched two phases. Red and blue phase are switched with each other. Red phase is connected at the L1 terminal of the forward contactor, and at reverse contactor red phase is connected at L3 terminal. Same way blue phase is connected at the L3 terminal of the forward contactor, and at reverse contactor blue phase is connected at L1 terminal. So, we can say that in order to run the motor in the reverse direction, all we have to do is to switch any of the two phases. Next we will connect the output terminals of the both contactors with jumper wires, and connect the three leads of the motor wire to this common output of these contactors. Now the power wiring is completed here. Let's start the control wiring for this circuit. First we will take neutral wire, and connect it to the A2 terminals of the both contactors. Next we will take a control phase wire, and connect it to the one end of the normal close auxiliary contact. From the other end of this NC auxiliary contact, we will connect a wire to the red push button. Just to remind, this red push button is a normal close push button. From the other end of the red push button, we will connect two wire jumpers to both of the green push buttons. One push button will be used to turn on the forward contactor, another green push button will turn on the reverse contactor. Next we will connect a wire from the forward push button to the normal close auxiliary contact of the reverse contactor. From the other end of this normal close auxiliary contact, we will connect a wire to the A1 coil terminal of the forward contactor. If you notice closely, you can see that we have interlocked the forward contactor with the reverse contactor. As long as the reverse contactor is on, this normal close auxiliary contact will stay open, and it will prevent the forward contactor to turn on. Forward contactor will only turn on once the reverse contactor is off. Similar way we will interlock the reverse contactor with the NC auxiliary contact of the forward contactor. Now both contactors are interlocked with each other, and only one contactor we can turn on at a time. Next we will do some wiring to hold on these contactors. We will connect a phase wire from the output of the red push button to the normal open contact of the forward contactor, and from the output of this normal open contact. We will connect a small jumper wire to the A1 coil terminal of the contactor. Similar wiring we will do for the reverse contactor. You can see that, if the forward contactor turns on, this normal open contact will be closed, and this will pass current to the A1 coil terminal, and contactor will be hold on. I will explain more about this later in the video. So now wiring for the reverse and forward motor setup is completed here. Let's test the circuit. As soon as we press the start push button, the forward contactor turns on, and current starts to flow through the power contacts of forward contactor, towards the motor wire, and motor shaft starts to spin in the forward direction. Now as we press the green push button, the control phase current moves through the NC contact of the motor protector, and reaches the red stop push button. From the other end of the red push button contact, the current moves through the green push button, and reaches the normal close contact of the reverse contactor. As right now, this reverse contactor is off, its normal close contact is still in close condition, hence the current moves through this contact, and reaches the A1 coil terminal of the forward contactor and forward contactor turns on. Now as soon as the forward contactor turns on, it makes another way for the current to reach the A1 terminal of the contactor. Current moves from the normal close red stop push button towards the normal open contact of the forward contactor. As soon as the forward contactor turns on, this normal open contact closes and current moves through this contact and reaches the A1 coil terminal through this small wire jumper. This holds on, or latch on the forward contactor. Now if we release the forward run green push button, the forward contactor stays on, and motor keeps running in the forward direction. Now the only way to turn off the forward contactor is to press the red stop push button. As soon as we press the red push button, its normal close contact opens and cut the current path and current stops to flow towards the contactor coil terminal A1 and forward contactor turns off, thus motor stops. Now as we press the green reverse push button, current starts to move towards normal close auxiliary contact of the forward contactor. As this contactor is off right now, this NC auxiliary contact is close, so the current moves through it and moves towards the A1 coil terminal of the reverse contactor. The reverse contactor turns on and motor shaft starts to spin in the counterclockwise direction. As soon as this reverse contactor turns on, it gets latched on through its own normal open contact. If we press the red push button, it will cuts the current path and reverse contactor turns off. So, at the end of today's tutorial, please share, like, and subscribe this channel for more video tutorials. Till next time, take care and goodbye.